Right here, stay on. Protect your out. We put the work in. Let's finish. Let's do this. Man, we gonna do 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
See, we dream chase, cause that's all we was given to start with. Then we realized the dream was obtainable. Now look at us.
What's going on, Eagles Nation and TMTP family? Welcome to the Main Thing Podcast presents. It's your boy, Mr. Owens. And after further review, the call stands. I'm still official with no stripes.
What's going on, Eagles family? This is your man, Big Huss, the one you trust, bringing you all your Philadelphia Eagles latest. Hey, we tapping in with y'all on a Friday morning here to discuss our next matchup, if you want to call it that, versus the New York Giants this upcoming Sunday. A game in which for the Eagles, I guess, and for the Giants as well, really doesn't mean much, doesn't hold a lot of weight. Only thing that really means something in this game, I would say, is pride. But in this matchup, we have some interesting things because this is a game in which we just got notice the Eagles will not be playing their starters. So it will be a rest week for them. So we'll take things a little bit different on this podcast. But with them sitting the starters this week, that means no Saquon Barkley. I know we've all been looking forward to him reaching that milestone of breaking Eric Dickerson's record of 2,105 rushing yards. Unfortunately, he won't be able to get it. Everybody has mixed feelings on that. What's your feelings on that, Mr. Owens?
So like you said, Big Huss, first off, congrats to the Eagles and the position that we're in right now, gearing up for the playoffs. But like you said, we got to focus on 1 week at a time and can control what we can control. So our focus right now is on the Giants. But with the Saquon situation, as you know, because we communicate all the time, and with my feelings toward the situation is I've gone back and forth over the days. Prior to the news, I was really heavy into Saquon playing at least a half to break that record because, as we know, the record has stood for 40 to 50 years. And you don't know when you're going to have another opportunity to get a chance at that record, let alone get 2,000 yards, because it was only 8 running backs prior to Saquon breaking and making him 9 to do so. So I definitely wanted him to get into the fold, especially it would have been a full circle moment for him to do it against the Giants. And not only against the Giants, but home in Philadelphia with his new organization, which he seems to really enjoy being here in Philadelphia. And we truly enjoy him being here. But with that being said, if he was going to play a half, because that would have meant we're not going to put him out there with the reserves of the backup offensive line. We were going to have to play our starters. And the more and more I sat and thought about it, I believe that the Eagles as an organization made the right decision to sit him. I know that this record means a lot to him and his family to submit his legacy and also have their last name etched in NFL history. But we have bigger goals, and this is a team sport. So obviously we know Saquon getting the record would have been amazing and fabulous, especially to do it here in Philadelphia, because obviously the last great back that we have had is LaShawn McCoy. We haven't had too many great running backs since then. But we all know what the common goal was. We knew what the common goal was coming into the season, and that's to end up hoisting the Lombardi in New Orleans. So I'm kind of at peace with him resting, and as well as our rest of our starters resting, because we haven't had a bye week since week 5, I believe,
Yes,
of the season.
long season.
And we all know the grind that it takes to not only get through the playoffs, but get to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. So like I said before, I was on board with like the Mailatas, the Dickersons. Like, now we're going to do this for our brother, the AJs. You see what I'm saying? We're going to do this for our brother. Like, we want to be a part of history, and I'm not mad at them about that, because we've played sports and played on some significant teams where records could be broken and things like that. And you want to do it for your brother. You see what I'm saying? Especially the season that he's put up. But like I said, we all have one common goal in mind. And in the best interest, I took the words from Lane Johnson. He said, look, we need Russ. Lane has been there, done that. He's only one of the last few players on this roster to actually have a Super Bowl. So he knows what it takes to not only get to the Super Bowl, but win it. I know a few players here, majority of our roster has played in the 2022 Super Bowl. But unfortunately, as we know, we didn't come home with the Lombardi and get the result that we wanted. So with that being said, to answer your question directly, I'm happy that we are resting. I wanted Saquon to break the record. I'm on board. I want Saquon to have all the accolades, especially how his exit was from New York. But like we've been saying and been consistent on this channel, Big Hus and with the TMTP family, we have bigger goals in mind, and that's winning the Super Bowl, big bro.
Nah, I agree with you. I like most, I was torn going into this week and the decision of how I felt, whether we should play Saquon. Like I said, let him create that legacy that it'll probably be everlasting, because that record's been up there for so long. It's really a hard record to break. Mm-hmm. And with it being just within reach, I thought that we should really give him that opportunity. Yeah, I mean, especially coming from the Giants, where the organization didn't do right by him too much, and you know what I mean, and he just put in so much work, and he had the nagging injuries, and then you come over to Philly, and it's just, you almost like revitalize your career. Mm-hmm. Revitalize your career. You reach the 2,000 mark, and look, it's like you mentioned, 2,000 yards, let alone, it's hard to do. But then let alone have the opportunity to break that record. I was like, man, do it. Yeah, I mean, what? Do it. You know what I'm saying? We've never had a 2,000 yard back. Yeah, I mean, and then we have one, and then he has a chance to be like one of the greats, go up there with those names, right? And he still will. And you know, hopefully he has many more years to come, and hopefully he may get another opportunity. You never know. But when I sat back and looked at it, as you mentioned, the reward isn't worth the risk. Mm-hmm. If we were a team where we harped on individual stats, then yeah, man, go chase it. You know what I mean? Go get that for yourself. But it would just be for you, really. You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't our goal. Our goal was a Super Bowl. We need Saquon to win a Super Bowl. The Eagles, the 2024 Philadelphia Eagles, will not win a Super Bowl without Saquon Barkley. So with that said, we need you healthy, big dog. And then you go into this game versus the Giants, think the Giants are just going to roll over and give you that record? They're going to put 50 people in the box to make sure you don't break that record today. You know what I'm saying? Or Sunday being that day. Mm-hmm. But you don't break that record. So it might take you 10 carries. It might take you 34 carries. You know what I mean? But the more carries you get, the longer you play, players get frustrated. Hey, we're going to take them out. Injuries occur. You just never know what's going to happen. We played A.J. Brown late last year. We went into the playoffs. He didn't play in that first playoff game. He was getting with an injury. Mm-hmm. Well, we should have rested players. Yeah, I mean, we didn't. They're trying to get them that extra work in. You know what I mean? So we're sharp hitting the playoffs, and it backfired on us. So I'm not surprised that we're taking this route, because we need everybody on deck. I mean, and to your point, if you play Saquon, then you got to play the whole our O-line. Then you got to play your starting receivers. Then more than likely, if Jalen's cleared, then you got to play Jalen. It's too much risk. And this is for the first time, you know, I shouldn't say for the first time, but we're one of very few teams at this point in the season who are relatively healthy. When you look at the playoff contenders and the playoff matchups that we have, we're probably one of the healthier teams that you'll see. You look at the Detroit Lions, they're decimated with injuries. The Packers have just come up with recent news. Jair Alexander, he'll be sitting out for the remainder of the season. He's a key component to that defense.
Very key component.
You know what I'm saying? Very key component. Just not to really go off on a quick tangent, just some stuff when he plays 7 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, opposer passer rating, 61% completion percentage, 77.5 passer rating. That's second best in the league. And then the best passer rating allowed in the league. When he doesn't play, 15 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 70 completion rating, over 95 passer rating. That completion percentage is the worst in the NFL. That passer rating is 23rd. So it shows when you have superstars, you need them, especially at this point, you need your superstars available. You don't need them on the sideline, hoodied up, scully, chewing gum, reading the fellas on. Nah, big fella, I need you on that gridiron. So I get why they didn't do it. And am I a little disappointed that they didn't chase the record? Yeah, there's a little part of me like, man, go get that.
Go get that.
But on the flip side, we have bigger fish.
Mm-hmm.
We have bigger goals than individual accolades. So I totally get it. Totally get it.
Yeah.
And just a little quick little rundown. This isn't the first time that Philly has done this. We did it back in 2004 with McNabb. We had played them in one series in week 16, rested them in week 17, had a bye week, and then we went on to the Super Bowl. T.O. didn't even play during that stretch. You know what I'm saying? But we were a well-rested team. We had enough talent around that we made it to the Super Bowl, and then T.O. came in and had the impact that he had. Snapped in the Super Bowl, one leg.
Crazy.
And going bonkers in the bowl, right? Then we go back on our 2017 run. Foles and the starters played a couple series versus Dallas in that finale. Then we're quickly taken out. We rested, had that bye week, went on to win the Super Bowl. So we've done this, you know what I'm saying, where we have an opportunity to play folks, hey, man, let's take the bye week, get healthy, you know what I mean, get ourselves together physically, mentally, on, you know what I mean, get everybody kind of fine. Yeah, emotion, the whole nine, because it is an emotional roller coaster when the playoff time comes for real. So hopefully we follow suit the 2017 season, rest everybody up. We hit this playoffs running. We go win that chip, man.
For sure, bro. Like you said, man, I like we know as former athletes, records are meant to be broken. That's something that you want to cherish, and you sometimes have some selfishness in you because you want to be great. You see what I'm saying? Everybody wants to doubt, and especially everybody doubting Saquon coming from New York. At the beginning of the season when we first signed him, it's numerous national media pundits that said, oh, Saquon is not going to have that type of impact. He's not going to be a factor like a Christian McCaffrey, etc. With the Philadelphia Eagles. And lo and behold, we knew from the beginning that Saquon, with his talent and behind this line with Jeff Stoutland as the offensive line coach and offensive run coordinator, what Saquon was capable of. So to add to your point, Huss, it sucks. We definitely wanted to see this record broken, not only for the Eagles organization, but just for Saquon personally because of all he endured. But as we said, this is the best and smartest decision that we could have done because I know that everybody in that building had a meeting to talk, whether it was Jeffrey Lurie, whether it was Howie Roseman, whether it was Nick Sirianni, Jeff Stoutland, the other assistant coaches on the roster, Saquon himself, our captains, because Mailata, Dickerson was pushing forward, obviously Lane. Everybody had a hand in making this decision, but like we said, we have the bigger goals in mind. We know what we want at the end of this season, and this is the best course of action.
Absolutely. And now, and I don't want to use the word pressure, but it's like, all right, y'all not gonna go get this record for my man Saquon. You gotta get the ring now. Everybody has to fight that much harder to go get this ring now for real. Because if you don't get it, then you looking back and it's like, well, damn, we set out for nothing.
At
least we could have had, yeah, you know what I'm saying? At least Saquon could have had this record that would have lasted probably for another 50 or so year, 40 or so years, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? But when you don't chase the record or go after the record, then it's like, hey, we are all in on this ring. That's everybody. So you got to bring it home. You got to bring it back to Philly, man. And I know y'all can do it for real.
Mm-hmm.
Know y'all can do it.
Mhm.
But moving on a little bit, I want to give a shout out to some Eagles. We have a few Eagles who made the Pro Bowl this year, some first timers, some guys who have been there before. But I want to give a shout out to Cam Jurgens, Lane Johnson, Landon Dickerson, Jalen Carter, Zach Bond. These guys were all named to the Pro Bowl. It's just wild where you lose a Hall of Fame center, a Hall of Fame D tackle last year, and you replace them the next year with Pro Bowl talent. The folks who have stepped in, Jalen Carter, Cam Jurgens, have performed phenomenally. We had talked about in the last video. Sometimes Cam Jurgens, he's running around out there. You think it's Jason Kelce. You have to check the number twice. Like, hold up, that wasn't 62. Okay, that's 51. Just making sure my man didn't come out of retirement because they look so eerily similar. It's crazy for real. Jalen Carter, you've seen the disruption from the start of this year up till now. One of the big things with him was conditioning. Can he keep it up? He's kept it up and some. He is truly a menace on the interior of that defensive line. Lane Johnson, come on, man. Y'all know what Pedro Lane does. Like that, okay? Landon Dickerson, he continues to perform. Zach Bond is the first linebacker selected to a Pro Bowl, since Jeremiah Charles Sr. back in 2005.
Axman Senior?
Hey, it's been that long. Hey, since we've had a Pro Bowl linebacker. You know, and in some regards, you probably could have argued for Nakobe Dean as well, because he's had a lights out season too. But these guys and just this team, they started a little rough, but we really pulled it together. And this team has just been performing out of this world, truly.
Mm-hmm. And to add on to your point, because I watched some of the player interviews at their locker yesterday. And as you started off with Cam Jurgens, it's funny because a lot of people thought it was going to be such a major drop off. Yeah, he's replacing Jason Kelce. Yes, he's replacing a legend. We're not dismissing that. Jason Kelce is a first ballot Hall of Famer. But we knew coming into this season what Cam Jurgens was capable of. The outside world and the other organizations don't really know about Cam Jurgens, but here in Philadelphia, we know what we have in our locker room. Everybody's thinking, oh, this was Cam Jurgens' first year playing with the Eagles. No, bro, this is his third season. Okay, like he's literally went from center in college to guard, being able to soak up and get all the knowledge like a sponge from Jason Kelce, and just being around that for the years that he was here. We knew it was going to be a seamless transition. If he was a dog at guard, what makes you think he won't be a dog at his natural position? That's just what he has played his whole life. And it was just funny because he was getting interviewed and they said, he said before the season, everybody kept asking him, how are you going to replace Jason Kelce? How are you going to replace a legend? Then he said, when I started playing good, I really ain't get them questions. And so he said, this is my first time getting this question since the beginning of the season about how you're going to replace Jason Kelce. He's never going to be Jason Kelce. And what I mean by saying that is he's going to forge his own path. Right. He is going to make his own name. So yes, you'll take some techniques and some tips from Jason Kelce, but at the end of the day, Cam Jurgens has to establish his own self and become the center that we know that he can be. And I'm just proud of him for literally being a team player, playing out of position, and then coming back to his natural position and thriving. I can't say how much work he's put in, and it's shown week in and week out. I know he's had a couple little funky little snaps and stuff like that over the course, but like we said, a constant pro. Him and QB1 got that corrected, and we haven't seen that in weeks. And then you talked about bread man, Jalen Carter. We all knew, especially me and you, when he came out in the draft, we knew he was the consensus number 1 overall pick. Unfortunately, some stuff happened. That's neither here nor there. But when he fell to us at number 9, it was like a gift from the football gods. We knew because over time, as we know, Philadelphia were built off trench play, offensive line, defensive lineman. We've had some great defensive tackles come through here over the whole history, whether it's Reggie White, whether it's Jerome Brown, whether it's Fletcher Cox, and now brave man Jalen Carter. Our only issue, we knew he had the talent and what he was capable of. Our only issue, or kind of reservation for a better use of word, was his motor. Was he going to be, was he like, do we have to flip the light switch on for him every single time? And a big credit to not only him, because he puts in the work and everybody knows he's a dog. Everybody, even I remember Zach Martin after the game last year with the Cowboys. He said, look, bro, you're going to be one of the ones. And we know what Zach Martin is. He one of the ones. So to have Zach Martin tell you that you're going to be one of the ones, then I saw a little highlight of Saquon's talking about in the Packers game. He was talking to Jalen Carter. He was like, "You one of the ones, bro." He said, "They scared of you. They scared of you." Mm-hmm. When you're getting that, and your teammates believe in you as much as you believe in you, you're going to get the best out of that person. And one person who doesn't get mentioned a lot, but is you can say contributed to Jalen Carter's success is Clint Hurt. A lot of people don't talk about Clint Hurt and the line and the job that he has done with our defensive linemen. You see what I'm saying? Every time Jalen Carter talks, he always mentions Clint Hurt for always being in his ear, because that's somebody who I feel Jalen Carter can relate to. They're both spacious, massive guys. They're both feisty. We saw Clint Hurt, for y'all that don't know, on the sideline. What was that? Was that the Commanders game?
Was that Panthers, that might have been Steelers.
Thank you. Yes, it was the Steelers game, for y'all who know. It was the Steelers game, but you saw how Clint Hurt handled the situation. Normally we know that a head coach has the final say, but with the style and the personalities and not having egos of coaches, hey, I got it. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk to him. You know, I'm his position coach. I'm with him every single day. I know what makes him tick. I know what makes him go. You see what I'm saying? I can calm him down. So I like the fact what Clint Hurt did. And then you talked about Lane. We all know Lane. Look, first ballot Hall of Famer when he hangs up his cleats. Hopefully it's not soon, Lane, because I know you said, look, man, this is a long season. Whew, my body's tired. I need rest. You feel me? But Lane, you always have been the epitome of Philadelphia. Hard-nosed, physical, tenacious. Lane, you deserve every accolade, and we're going to get you another that second Super Bowl. And then Landon Dickerson, like you said, this is his first honors to the Pro Bowl. We knew what he was coming out of Florida State. Landon Dickerson, I'm sorry, he didn't come out of Florida. He went to Florida State first and then came out of Bama. But we knew what he was when we first drafted him. Again, he was a center. It just shows the versatility that we have amongst our offensive line and the job that Jeff Stoutland you has been doing. So kudos to Landon Dickerson. And then to finish with Zach Bond, I know this is a full circle moment for him, because he was one of the type coming out of Wisconsin. We knew him from Wisconsin at linebacker. Wisconsin always has solid linebacker play. But with him in New Orleans, he obviously didn't get a lot of opportunities being behind Demario Davis down there. Demario Davis is a very, very fine player. But he was more of a special teams type guy. And it was funny because we all know the story when Howie reached out to Vic and asked him, hey, do you think that Bond's going to be an edge rusher? Do you think he'll be better suited at outside linebacker? Vic Fangio, being Vic Fangio, looked at Zach Bond and said, I found my middle linebacker right there. I found him. And for him to turn in the season that he has turned into, it's amazing. He's up there with Fred Warner. Like, when you look at that Pro Bowl roster, it literally has Fred Warner and Zach Bond. And Zach Bond literally in an interview said that he admires Fred Warner and the work that he's put in, the totality that he has put in over time. And Bond, the sky's the limit for you, man. Hopefully Howie knows that we have to re-sign him. That is a key component, as you say, Big Huss, to keep in our defense. That's the middle of our defense. But Zach Bond definitely deserves This Pro Bowl, I think he was like the first player with like 150 tackles and I want to say like 4 or 5 turnovers or something crazy like that.
5 forced fumbles.
Five forced fumbles. Okay, yeah, 150 plus tackles, five forced fumbles. Do you know how long the NFL has been around? We just celebrated the NFL's anniversary, like 100 years, just like not too long ago. You see what I'm saying? So
and not even just how long it's been been around though too. How many great linebackers we've seen come through this league. So be the first one to accomplish that truly is a big feat.
Mm-hmm.
Like it truly is. Like we've had some outstanding linebackers over the years.
Yes. Had standing linebackers, like you said, the Ray Lewises, the Patrick Willises, who was bull with Chicago, Brian Urlacher. You've had some linebackers out here. You see what I'm saying? I know I'm missing a few, but we don't have all day. But for him to be the first, for him to be the first one to do this feat is amazing. And like we said, that price tag is only going up more and more. I know Zach Bond loves it here. I know he's thriving in Vic Fangio's role because sometimes the grass ain't greener on the other side. You have one solid season, and then somebody goes and takes the money with another organization, and the organization is not ran as well as the Philadelphia Eagles organization is ran. First off, second off, you're not always going to get a Vic Fangio as your defensive coordinator, so sometimes you have to find out the hard way. But I truly believe that Zach Bond thoroughly enjoys being here in Philadelphia, thoroughly enjoys manning the middle and playing beside not only Nakobe, who seems like they forged a bond and a brotherhood between them, but with the whole defense and the whole team. So that's something that we definitely have to be on the lookout for. How we get that done, Ski Mask, because you know what time it is.
Absolutely. But wrapping that up, I just once again give a shout out to you all: Cam, Lane Johnson, Leonard Dickinson, Jalen Carter, Zach Bond, Say 2K. All you guys, man, you all have had great years. Keep it up. Hey, let's finish it on a high note. Now, I want to mention some Pro Bowl snubs. Some folks that should have been clear all Pro Bowlers and shoots. One guy, hopefully he is an All-Pro because he is deserving. But let's start with Jordan Mailata. Mm-hmm. How he wasn't a Pro Bowler this year makes no sense. Literally the highest graded player in the NFL this year. Highest graded run blocker, second highest graded pass blocker, only allowed 1 sack, 1 QB hit all season. He's left on the island more than any other tackle in the league. Him and Lane Johnson do not get help. When we go up against these premier edge rushers, the Nick Bosas and the Myles Garretts and all these guys, they're lined up mano-a-mano with the folks. They're not getting a lot of chip blocks and help from other linemen. 1v1, who's better? And Jordan's been better damn near all year long. He should, for sure, if you're not going to give him the Pro Bowl vote, because a lot of the Pro Bowl stuff, it is a popularity contest. It is who knows your name. I mean, it's fans voting. It's not players voting. This is fans reaching in and saying who they like the most. But if he's not going to be voted into the Pro Bowl, he has to be a clear-cut first-team All-Pro tackle.
Yes.
Like, it just, right is right. You can't be the highest graded player by PFF all year long. Number 1 run blocker, number 2 pass blocker, no 1 sack, and you get no love. Come on, league. Come on, fans. Let's get this right. Let's get this right, man. Right is right. You feel me? Like it's crazy. It's crazy. For real. And then you have Quinyon Mitchell. Now, I'm not gonna say Quinyon Mitchell should be an All-Pro, but as a rookie, he should have been a Pro Bowler. Played better than some of the folks who have went to the Pro Bowl. One guy being Devin Witherspoon, who made the Pro Bowl, but allowed more receptions, more yards, and doesn't have an INT, but got in over Q. It doesn't make sense. Q's been strapping all year. He hadn't given up more than 25 yards, 30 yards to any receiver at any game or any point in the season. You know what I'm saying? Just gave up his first touchdown or two over the past week or so. He has been straight clamps all year. I just think it was one of those things where Quinyon wasn't a household name yet. I mean, he didn't really have a lot of big plays on the big stage. A lot of times teams just weren't going at him. They were going at Slay most times. So he didn't get a lot of those opportunities late in the season. He got them early, didn't take advantage, but didn't get them late. And I think it kind of hurt him as far as the Pro Bowl goes, but he should have been in there, bro.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely, because and to add on to your point about Mailata, I think that is obviously the biggest snub that we have. For you to just say that he was the highest graded tackle and player from PFF the whole season, he had a 96.9 grade, and he doesn't get a Pro Bowl honor or a Pro Bowl selection. What does Stephen A. Smith say? That's blasphemous. That's blasphemous.
That is blasphemous. That is blasphemous.
That's terrible. Just terrible.
Just terrible. Just terrible.
Just terrible.
Shout out to Charles Barkley too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy to me. Like you said, for him to be on an island mano a mano, for him to come from the path that he's come from. He's not from America. We all know he's from Australia. He played rugby. For him to just be soaking wet, just don't know nothing about football, come to an organization that cares about building up their players and really working with their players and maximizing their potential and talent, to get with Jeff Stoutland and to see what he's involved into, especially taking over. That's another person. We have our organization is so great because like we have people always taking over for dogs in their position. Everybody doesn't know. We know, but everybody doesn't know. Jordan Mailata took over for the bodyguard. For y'all that don't know, the bodyguard is Jason Peters, is JP. Okay.
Hey, 50 years old, still playing.
Still playing. Last time I checked, I think he's still on the roster. It's crazy work. All right? Like, it's crazy work. You see what I'm saying? But he took over for Jason Peters. It was always questions, just like how Cam Jurgens, when he took over for Jason Kelsey. Oh, how's he going to fare on that left side? Is he going to be able to protect the quarterback's blind side and things like that? He has taken over for JP, and to be honest with you, has done a remarkable job. To your point, Big Huss, you leave him out there one-on-one. He's going against the Max Crosbys, the Myles Garrett's, the Micah Parsons, all the Trey Hendricks. Well, not this year, but those type of caliber players, and has held his own. We don't need to run over there and help with him with chip blocks and things like that. You put him one-on-one, and that's with Lane Johnson as well. We have the best tackle tandem in the league. You put him one-on-one more times than not, Mailata is going to win those reps. He's going to win those reps. So for him, like, to not get this opportunity, it sucks. And I feel for him because I saw it in his interview. He was kind of dejected, but Mailata is a team player, and what he said, it sat with me, because he said, I love Philadelphia. I love the fans here. I love the organization, and I want to get y'all a ring. But he said, I want to get myself a ring. I want to do it for myself. That's the motivation. That's the driving force and factor that he has. He said he wants to make history being the first player from Australia to get a Super Bowl ring.
Okay.
And I felt him on that, because the journey that he has had, we didn't know what he was going to turn out to be. We've known the Jason Peters, the Trey Thomases, the John Ryans. We've had some tackles here, all right? So we know what great tackle play is. So we didn't know what Jordan Mailata was going to be. But Jordan, forget that Pro Bowl snub. You deserve everything that you have. You are one of the premier tackles and the premier bookends in the league. Hey, man, go get that ring, because I know that you want it. And you know, look, we want it as the Eagles organization and fan base. But what's it called? I just to finish up on him real quick, I looked at the tackles that did get the nod over him, and it's two tackles I give respect to. They're good tackles, yeah. But when you look pound for pound, Jordan Mailata, in most cases, is better than these two tackles. And the one tackle being Penei Sewell from Detroit. He's definitely one of the
He's a
ones.
dog. Yeah,
he's a dog.
for
I
sure.
don't take nothing away from him. He's a dog. But we can say Mailata had a better season than him. Obviously, numbers don't lie. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. All right. Then the second, you got Tristan Wirfs from Tampa Bay, another dog. Don't take no credit away from him. But again, if we want to look at numbers and we want to look at stats, and y'all do that with the MVP voting and everything like that, oh, look at the numbers up. Let's be fair and let's call a spade a spade. Jordan Mailata outplayed both Tristan Wirfs and Penei Sewell, and I'm gonna leave it right at that. And now to Quinyon. Like you said, Quinyon being snubbed from the Pro Bowl in his first season is diabolical. I really sincerely feel that he should have made the Pro Bowl, and since he didn't make the Pro Bowl, the next best alternative is him winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's what he should be, because like you said, he gave up his first title literally to Terry McLaurin last week, bro. We're damn near at the end of the season, and he finally gave up a title, and we're sitting here, and he's not a Pro Bowler.
Hey, and the title you gave up, it was to a top 5, top 10 receiver this year. It wasn't just to anybody. It was a guy who's having one of his best years. So it's like you got to give him respect, man.
You have
like
to.
You said, diabolical.
You see what I'm saying? It just mind blowing to me how these Pro Bowlers are chosen and things like that, and how these awards and accolades are chosen. If we want to go off of numbers, cool, go off of numbers. If you want to go off of eye test, go off of eye test. But we can clearly see the people that you put over Quinyon, whether it be, as you said, Devin Witherspoon or Byron Murphy. I'm not taking nothing away from them. But last time I checked, they was giving up titles all season, all right? It took a minute for Quinyon to start giving up titles. You feel me? And to your point, to add on to your point earlier, I know he didn't get his opportunities. He's not getting as many opportunities now because a lot of people have not chosen to throw his way. And he had a lot of opportunities earlier in the season, and that's kind of what hurt him because he doesn't have any interceptions. But if you just look at the eye test, like I said, people were not throwing his way. Again, he wasn't giving up 20, 30 yards a game. Y'all don't realize how hard that is. Majority of routes are either 5, 10 or 5, 10 plus yard routes. You see what I'm saying? So for you to play a complete 60 minutes of a game and only give up in essence 3 first downs is crazy to me. That's another one where, hey, I know he might be hurt. It's his rookie year. Don't take it too hard, young bull. You see what I'm saying? You're only going to continue to rise, get better, work on your craft, and we got bigger fish to fry. Like, yeah, I know you're upset about the Pro Bowl. You dang sure should get this rookie of the defense of the year, but the opportunity to win this Super Bowl in your first year here in Philadelphia, I think that trumps everything. So, like we said, don't get down. Keep doing what you do. You one of the ones, Q.
Absolutely. You said it best. Hoisting that Lombardi, getting fitted for that Super Bowl ring, that's going to feel so much better than that Pro Bowl accolade, for real.
For real.
At the end of the day, it would be nice to have. Don't get it twisted, but you're here for Super Bowls. You're not here for Pro Bowls and Defensive Rookie of the Year. That'd be nice to have. You want Super Bowls. You're trying to walk away with some real hardware. Y'all have an opportunity to do it. So don't get dejected. Don't get down on yourself. Hey, a lot of you too. Y'all keep going to work, handling y'all business. Hey, and the world will see. Ask Zach Bond. You don't have to look any further than your own locker room. As you mentioned, Zach Bond, the 5 years prior to him getting this opportunity or whatever it was, you never really heard about my man. He was a straight special teams guy. He got an opportunity. He took full advantage of it. Now, Zach Bond is moving into being a household name. Mailata, Young Bull, Quinyon Mitchell, Young Bull, you all are on your way. They will see you. Make them see. Don't even worry about it, bro. For real, for real. This team is great.
Yeah, they know who we are in the Super Bowl.
Hey, like they say, hey, keep the main thing the main thing.
Come on
Oh,
now.
all right.
Keep the main
All
thing
right.
the main thing. And real quick, as you were speaking on rings, Big Huss, since we're on that topic, congrats to Smitty, to Slim Reaper with his
Yes.
engagement as well. So
Yes.
congrats on that, Smitty.
Hey, definitely, man. You're building a beautiful family, bro. Congrats. Now, to round out this cast, we just want to touch on the injury report real quick because it was a lengthy list. If no one has seen it, you look on there, it's about 50 names on there, right? But most of them are rest, so don't be alarmed or anything of that nature. Just some key ones to look at. Kenny Pickett, he has not practiced this week. Not sure if he'll practice on Friday. We're recording before they go out. Still dealing with that rib injury, so more than likely Tanner McKee will be your starting quarterback going into the Giants game. Maybe look for Will. Yeah, hey, okay. If they don't get no, you know. So maybe look for not Will Greer, Ian Book, excuse me,
Yeah, but
to be the backup in that game. Jalen Hurts, somewhat alarming, but we still have a little bit of time. He's still in concussion protocol. They're thinking maybe the concussion, I believe this was per John Clark, might have been a little bit more serious because him and Will Shipley had concussions around the same time or gained a concussion, both in the Commanders game. But Will Shipley's back at practice now. Jalen is still not. So they're not sure if it happened some weeks prior or what, but something to keep an eye on. And then also Dallas Goedert, his 21-day practice window has been open. So you may see him this week. You may not, unsure, but come that first playoff game, whether it be the Commanders, Packers, whatever, expect for Dallas Goedert to be out there.
it's gonna be a sight to see, man. Like you said earlier in the video, we're one of the most healthiest teams going into the playoffs. You don't see that typically around this time. Of course, players have nicks and bruises and things like that, but to be at the strength that we are currently, and then to get meaningful enforcers
Fact.
to come back for this playoff run, we can't speak volumes of the nutrition that the guys have been doing, and also to the strength and conditioning team that's been helping them preserve their bodies and having us healthy for this playoff run, this lengthy playoff run.
Definitely this lengthy playoff run. And we, once again, we know all about the injuries. 2017, we won the bowl, but we were injury riddled.
Estimated.
My goodness.
Gosh.
Yes, like it was crazy. So, like you said, to be at this point, entering the playoffs as healthy as we are and getting a lot of key components, key players back, we couldn't really be in a better position. The Detroit Lions, you look at their team, they're done. The whole defense is gone. Lost their running back. They're going through it right now. They're having to get really creative to ink out some of these wins. So when you have your full arsenal of players, you know what I mean, your coaching staff, everything, it just makes it, I don't want to say that much easier, but I'll say that much easier to go out here and perform to the best of your capabilities. Now, anything else you want to touch on game-wise? Talk to the family?
Yeah, definitely. I want to touch a little bit on the game. As we all know, we have the reserves playing this Sunday at 1:00 against the New York Football, whatever y'all want to call it, name been playing football this year. What y'all thought this was? But it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. But don't worry, y'all. We'll take we'll take a great care of the NFC East for you all. Okay.
Great.
But I mean, we've been doing it for decades. We're used to it. But like you said, bro. Back on a serious note, Tanner McKee, I'm looking forward to Tanner McKee getting some more reps, showing what we've already known from him in preseason, him getting his opportunities. I'm eager to see him play a very good game and actually get his first full start and see what he's capable of. Because like you said in the prior video, because Howie couldn't said any better. He wanted to turn this into a quarterback factory, and we've have had some solid quarterback play. When QB1 is injured in most cases, but Tanner McKee, I look forward to him having a great game. Also, we talked off camera because this is a prime opportunity for Jahan Dotson to get some much needed reps. I know he's in a shadow behind Swole Batman and Skinny Batman. So for him to be able to play in this game, I definitely want to see him come up with at least 5 catches or so, maybe break 50 yards, because we've had times where he has made some solid catches, but he hasn't been consistent, I want to say. But he also, it probably is attributed to him not getting a lot of looks his way, especially with the roster that we have. But this is a reason to show, hey, this is why I'm a first round pick. I still belong in this league. So show your worth, Jahan. Some more people that I'm interested in seeing is Jeremiah Trotter Jr. You definitely know how we feel about Axeman Sr. So to just see his son here, and Jeremiah Trotter knowing the history and the legacy of the Philadelphia Eagles and being a part of the Philadelphia Eagles now, I'm excited to see what he can do on the field, because we know Axeman Sr. was Brody. Axeman Sr. had some weight on him. And obviously, Jeremiah Trotter is not built like Axeman Sr., but he does move sideline to sideline better than Axeman. So, like I said, get in there, get some game reps, you feel me, and get your feet wet. Another person, Bryce Huff, Vic Fangio called him rusty. And of course, this was his first game back last week. I would like to see Bryce Huff get some pressure on a quarterback. I don't know who the Giants quarterback is going to be. Is it going to be Drew Lock?
I believe it will be Drew
Lock. Okay. So yeah, so we know what Drew Lock is. So I definitely would like to see Bryce Huff get some pressure, understanding the scheme, understanding his assignment, because he might not be the starter that he was going to be coming into the season, but to have depth is so valuable to success. So I would personally like to see him again, like I said, get some pressure, and then please don't be getting blocked down to the ground by a tight end, Bryce Huff. That's all I ask, bro. Because there's been times I was watching the tape, bro, and you're a defensive end. Usually a defensive end is a mismatch against a tight end. Please don't get blocked down by no tight end, Bryce Huff, because I expect better for you. And then Sidney Brown, this is your opportunity because you want to get thrown out the game. Young bull going nutty, you feel me? He's on his CJ, you feel me? But we said, don't lose that tenacity, don't lose that energy, don't lose that fight. This is another opportunity for you coming off of your ACL injury to get back on the field and really get into the defense and understand the defense as you continue to grow. And now the final Keely Ringo and Eli Ricks, those are the young pups. You see what I'm saying? I know we have Quinyon, we have Coop, we have Big Play Slay, Isaiah Rodgers, but we don't know because Isaiah Rodgers was signed for 1 year. So we don't know if we're going to re-sign him back. So this is an opportunity to showcase your talents and show why you belong on the field. But overall, what I take from this game, Huss, is the experience. This is the time where you get on the field, you get your live game reps, you get the feel of the game, the actual speed of the game. Yeah, you get it at practice and things like that, but nothing compares to a game. So like I said, this is a time for some of the young pups and young bulls to get some experience in the game, get some knowledge of the game under their belt, because this is the type of stuff. Yeah, we're focused on this 2024-2025 season, but this is the type of stuff where other teams, other organizations look at the Eagles and say, dang, why are they always having great depth? Why if a Jordan Mailata, Lane Johnson goes out, or Fred Johnson gets plugged in, why is it that if Landon Dickerson or Mekhi Becton goes out, Tyler Steen comes in? It's because of times like this. We control and take care of business how we do. We're able to put our reserves in so that they can get game experience and live reps. So that's what I'm looking forward to in this game. Also, health. I want to leave this game, even though it's the reserves, I want to leave this game unscathed with health and go into this playoffs fully healthy.
No, absolutely. Even with it, like you said, being the backups, and this goes for both teams. I don't want to see anyone get injured in this game, but we're talking about Philly here. So strictly from the Philadelphia perspective, I think you hit it on the head. This is a game where players can get some experience. Players who typically wouldn't play and get those meaningful reps on defense or offense outside of the special teams, get an opportunity to go out there and show what they have. They've been working hard all year in practice, doing their own off the field stuff, getting with the coaches and everything else. This is an opportunity for you to shine. As you also talked about, we're one of the teams we're always, or here lately, regarded as a team who has good depth. This is one of the reasons why we have good depth, because we don't leave players in the whole game. If we're up by 20 or so, we'll take our players out, rest them for a quarter or two, put those backups in, let them get some live game action through.
Dallas.
It matters. Exactly. It matters in the progressions of your players for. Yes, your players can get better at practice throughout the year, but nothing is like a game. Nothing is like a game. So it gives the players an opportunity to grow that way. And then if I'm a player, hey, maybe I haven't been playing all year. I haven't got an opportunity to get in there or anything like that. Get in there, put some good film out there. Hey, man, you might be auditioning for another team next year. You don't know how the league goes. What they say, NFL stands for not for long. You don't know where you'll be come the end of the year. You could be with the Philadelphia Eagles. You could be with the Cincinnati Bengals. You could be at home doing a podcast with me. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? So take advantage of your opportunity. Like I said, I want to see us stay healthy, yes, but I want to see that second team fly around with the same passion that first team flies around with. I want to see communication on both sides of the ball. I want to see us disciplined, hungry. Let's get this win. I don't care if it's the backups. I don't want to lose this game. And if I'm the backups, I will go in there with that same attitude. Like, I don't care if we're the backups. We're not giving them nothing. Take everything. Mm-hmm. So continue with that mindset, because that'll roll into the playoffs. And if your depth players feel that way, then you know your starters are going to be feeling like this. It's just a contagious feeling. It's a contagious feeling. But that's really what I want to see: just health, communication, passion, and just disciplined football. We do that, and get them out the way onto what really matters. It's playoff time now, baby.
Easy money, man.
Yeah,
and to add on one more, it's time now. The time that we all been waiting for. You see what I'm saying? And just add one more word to what you want to see is compete. Just
for sure.
Compete.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. All the way around, from everybody. Coaches on down to backup quarterbacks, backup linemen, backup water boys, whatever's out there. Everybody go hard. Truly, because it matters. When you see your backup players jump around, like, dang, even the backups out there, like, fired up. Yeah, it ain't just the starters. We all like this. You know what I mean? That's just part of the culture. Like I said, it trickles on down through the playoffs for real. But other than that, should be an easy peasy game. You want to holler at the family first, and we'll give some score predictions.
Oh, for sure. You know we gotta talk to our family, man. Thank y'all again. Hopefully y'all New Year has been going the way that y'all imagine. Thank you for supporting our community as we continue to grow and build up of this brand and this family. We definitely appreciate y'all coming in and checking out our videos and really engaging with us, as we truly appreciate and this being a blessing for us to do. But make sure y'all keep liking the videos. Make sure that y'all keep leaving comments in the comment section. Let us know where y'all tapping in from. Let us know the score predictions. Let us know a little bit about y'all, because we definitely want to interact with y'all as well. Make sure that y'all are subscribing to our channel and this community, as we, like I said, as we continue to raise the bar with our standard. And obviously make sure y'all turn on that notification bell, also known as that Liberty Bell looking thingy, so you don't miss when Swoop comes out with the Eagles news and updates.
Absolutely. Like Like Mr. Owens said, we appreciate y'all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, we're doing it for y'all. We doing it for us. We doing it for the community. We love doing this for real. We love our birds. So we want nothing but the best for everybody. It's nothing but love on this channel all the way around. But let's tap on with these score predictions before we get up out of here. What you thinking, Brody?
I'm gonna make this real quick because
Yes, sir.
I'm going 27-13, bro. I ain't even gonna give no reasoning. 27-13.
I like that. I like that. I had 24-10. So I like that. We're eerily close. For real. I had 24-10. I think that it'll be one of the games where, hey, like I said, they're going to come out with their hair on fire. They're not going to give them anything. I think they're going to be juiced up, amped up. Some of these guys will be the first time really getting some real action. They're going to want to ball out. They're going to want to ball out. So I like that. I think that's, yeah. I like that, John. I like that, John.
You know, we be on board, man.
Yeah, for real though. Dude. Hey, but to round it out, I hope y'all are all having a great week for real. Gearing up for this game on Sunday and gearing up for these playoffs. 2025 is our year. It's our year. Claim it. Hey, but as we round out, if you don't know, I go by Big Husk.
And I go by Mr. Owens.
And this is the Main Thing podcast where we keep the main thing the main thing. Hey, everybody, y'all have a great weekend. Nothing but love. Go Birds. Peace and blessings.
It was I was gonna make a lot of money doing what I wanted to do. I went after it, and it was a struggle to achieve it. But you know what? I caught that bitch. Dream chasing.